Every few years, a film that defines the current generation releases, a film that revolutionizes the industry and reminds creators that humanity has endless possibilities, a film that resonates with the audience on such a deep level that tears form through their eyes in gratitude of being born in the timeline where they could experience said film. Yes, I'm talking about War of the Worlds 2025. This is the movie of old time, no bullshit. A script was written, scenes were filmed and edited. No matter what your opinion is on this movie, the movie got made. At the bare minimum, I have to give the creators of this film props for completing the assignment because making a movie is hard. So I'm going to say this in the most respectful way possible. This film is horrible. Like, the tagline of this thing is, "It's way worse than you think." That has to have been on purpose. There's no way that wasn't for irony's sake. Anyways, this film has a runtime of 90 minutes that felt like 30 minutes. The only movie I'm willing to sit through 3 hours of is Avatar, because that's greatness right there. By the way, I'm so excited for Avatar Fire and Ash. I will see that movie day one no matter the cost. My glazing aside, War of the Worlds ain't no Avatar. So I was fighting for my life to complete this movie. One of my friends had to convince me to continue. That's how much I wanted to pull the plug. War of the Worlds is like somebody really loved Michael Bay's Transformers movies, specifically Age of Extinction, and instead of having Mark Wahlberg as the protagonist, you have Ice Cube. This is single-handedly the best way I can describe this film: Michael Bay Transformers with Ice Cube and Zoom calls. And apparently this movie was filmed during the pandemic and was supposed to have a theatrical release, which explains why the entire plot of the film progresses over the course of a Zoom call. Now, this wouldn't be a problem if the film wasn't horribly edited. Characters react to events, and midway through said reaction, there will be 2 or 3 cuts slapped in between. So have you guessed whether or not you have Dallas tier Wi-Fi? So this film follows William Radford, a DHS officer for the United States, who for the rest of this video I'll be referring to as Ice Cube, because the man doesn't give anything pertaining to a performance a single time throughout the 90 minutes of runtime this film was granted. I'm not even using the word granted lightly here, because this film truly did not need to be 90 minutes long, and I'll continue to complain about that throughout the entire video. This is the first time in my life where I've consistently checked the timestamp throughout watching something. Honestly, I should have known my time was going to be wasted, because the first 5 minutes of this film are spent watching Ice Cube screen record his laptop screen, opening and closing documents, tabs, sending links to other government officials, and stalking people through security cameras. It's like if Matt Reeves decided to make a Riddler solo film that only consists of his live streams, although that might actually end up being more entertaining. But yeah, what I just described is like 90% of what this movie is about. Very quickly you learn that Ice Cube has a daughter and son that he stalks daily instead of focusing on his job. So you don't really feel like rooting for the guy. It's not even as if the story does a good job making you believe that Ice Cube cares for his kids. The entire film aggressively pushes this idea that Ice Cube is controlling out of extreme love for his family, but I swear to God, Ice Cube sounds like he hates these niggas every time. There's literally a scene where his daughter is bleeding out on the street and he has to figure out some way to save her without leaving his computer, and I kid you not, 90% of Ice Cube's dialogue in this scene is just him saying, "I got you." He just repeats that statement like a malfunctioning AI until his daughter is safe. Again, I truly believe that Ice Cube hates his family in this film, especially his son. There's 2 fake out death scenes of his son, and Ice Cube's reaction to his son potentially dying has me willing to bet the souls of my entire bloodline that that nigga was baked out of his mind during the recording process of this film. Now, his son's only purpose in this film is to give Ice Cube a red pill inspired speech in the 3rd act so that Ice Cube can feel motivated enough to make a 4chan level edit of himself telling the entire world to join the rebellion. It's got the same aura of comedy that those Pops gifs on Twitter have. Also, take a shot for every time Ice Cube adjusts his glasses. Are you working a high-end government job and not have the money to purchase some glasses that fit your face? It's like this film was prime rage bait for CinemaSins counters. Simply one of the most unserious aspects of this movie. Also, speaking of unserious, the sound effect that occurs whenever the robot aliens take someone off the map has to go in the Hall of Fame. Seriously, it sounds like something out of a YouTube poop video, and my sides were hurting from laughing anytime this sound effect played. Anyways, back to Ice Cube. I know that I've been pretty critical of the man in this video, and I can acknowledge that. However, Ice Cube is actually extremely talented as an actor. The actual problem is that he was casted in the wrong story. I have never witnessed someone so subconsciously nonchalant. There are a lot of people who can pretend to not care about things, but that's not the case when it comes to Ice Cube. Being nonchalant is his natural habitat. Again, I'm going to say this in the nicest way that I can. Truly believe me when I say that I am filtering myself to an insane degree in this video. I don't believe that it's crazy to say that the average porno has better acting performances than Ice Cube. You know what? I might actually have to retract that statement, because Ice Cube's reactions to serious events in this film are no different than the average popular Twitch streamer that melts the minds of children today. Get Ice Cube a streamer setup, an emotional stylist, and a phone reminder that tells him to yell "chat, chat, chat" every 3 minutes, and we might have a streamer on the level of Kai Cenat in the next year. Honestly, when you view the film from this lens, it becomes one of the top 5 films of the modern era. War of the Worlds might be meta commentary on how modern streaming is dog shit if you deep it enough. I need to see those analytical threads about this masterpiece on Twitter by next week. Now, I know I spent most of this video speaking negatively on this movie, however, there are some moments in this film that I genuinely enjoyed unironically. Devin Bostic, famously known for his role as Roderick, is in this film and the dude is hilarious. For the rest of this video, I'm calling the man Roderick. Devin, if you're watching this video for some reason, please forgive me. So yeah, Roderick is perfect in this film. You know the meme where the polar bear is lost in Texas? That's Roderick in the entire course of this film. He is so lost, which is what adds to the humor because you feel the same way as him during some of these scenes. In some stories, nothing ever happens. However, in War of the Worlds, things happen. Let me tell you, things happen with a capital fucking H. Oh, do things happen in this story. Also, at the very least, I can say that the message behind this film was pretty good. All of the Ice Cube reaction images aside, I can respect the intention of using this film to criticize the government's and billion-dollar companies' obsession with monopolizing our data and censoring access to public information, all under the guise of protecting children. Hell, YouTube, the same platform I am uploading this video on, is setting up to do just that. Ironically, War of the Worlds does a better job in regards to executing this criticism of the government than certain films released this year that the average viewer has deemed as woke, when in actuality a lot of these films are contradictory and reinforce anti-progressive ideologies. Asking for a film to not backpedal on its message in the modern era seems to be a tall task. I'll let y'all read between the lines on that one. So War of the Worlds 2025. Should you watch it? Maybe if you have some friends over and you want to get high or wasted together, and yeah, I'd definitely say this would be like one of your top options. Either this or the B movie. That movie was extremely weird in retrospect. Honestly, I think I'm picking War of the Worlds as my choice of masochist behavior for the night in that situation. Let me know in the comments below, which movie do you think is better, War of the Worlds or the B movie?
Now, if you're someone that stuck around to the end of the video, the honey will be poured on you. If you want to talk to me about anime related topics, check out my Discord server and follow me on Twitter. Also consider becoming a channel member, another way to support me, and I support you back with shoutouts and videos, early access to new uploads, custom emotes, and members only content depending on what level of membership you decide to choose. On this channel, I discuss whether something deserves a W or an L, so if you're someone that enjoys content that keeps it real, consider subscribing to change this channel from local to global. Now, I gotta get back in the kitchen to cook. Peace.